Tim Flight is joining us. He is a volunteer, and he does a lot of the grooming down, probably a majority of the grooming down there, do you not?
Yeah, there's three of us who kind of do the bulk of the grooming down there. We're all volunteers, and we're also people who enjoy enjoying what we're producing down there.
Yeah. And yesterday was a great day. A lot of people got exposed to the bikes that didn't, a lot of kids and things. It was a wonderful event, thanks to Jen and, of course, Chris Parks working hard down there. Yep. And it can't be easy. There's a lot going on down there, and you know, you got skiers, you've got bikers, and there is some etiquette. It's a kind of a relatively new sport, as you mentioned. What are some of the etiquette of fat biking?
Sure, and a lot of this involves just good etiquette on outdoor winter trails in general. We have a saying in a lot of outdoor sports of leave no trace. What we kind of think of a little bit is leave no track. And it doesn't mean zero track, but if you're out there and you're leaving a divot in the snow, if you're leaving a rut with your tire, say more than an inch deep, or if you're out there in your boots and you're leaving a post hole, you need to be mindful of what's going to happen when you've left that soft imprint in the snow and it's going to freeze overnight, and then those conditions are going to be not very fun to be on the next day. They're going to be perhaps unsafe, perhaps even unusable. So you just kind of need to be mindful of the tread that you leave.
Now, you do have to have a pass when you go out at the outdoor center. The outdoor center is owned by the town. They'll have a meeting on Monday night. They're going to discuss some outdoor as well as construction concerns at a meeting. But you need to have a pass, and the reason for that is so they know who's out there. And you know, I don't think they've ever had to rescue a fat biker, certainly, but they do need to know who's out there, correct?
Right. You do need a trail pass to ride the trails at the outdoor center. There are certain trails that are allowed for winter biking. There's certain trails that are not allowed, so you need to follow those big yellow discs that'll tell you which trails are open for biking and which ones are not. You do need a pass, and you're getting a good quality product for that. They are out there grooming with a big heavy snowcat, so they can often produce good bikeable snow conditions when some of the more backcountry trails aren't available.
Right, right. So where do you see this sport going? I mean, just in the short time, it's really emerged, and it seems like more and more people are embracing this. Where do you see it going? What was your, in your mind, where do you see fat biking going and winter biking as a whole?
Yeah, there's a lot of people who say right now that it's the fastest growing winter sport. And around here, we certainly see a lot of that. There's a lot of people getting out. Since the equipment is relatively new, we're just starting to see a lot more variety of equipment. We're starting to see some really good kids' fat bikes. We're starting to see more families come out and enjoy the sport together. And it's a great way to break up your weekend too. You know, you can go straight alpine skiing, you can do some cross-country skiing, and we're seeing a lot of people now adding fat biking into that as well.
Well, asked Chris Parks the other day about, there's a program here, when you have a day alpine pass here on the mountain, you can go down and use the outdoor center and use their rentals, free rentals. They don't have fat bikes right now, but they do have skating and cross-country skiing and snowshoeing. So, and basically what he said was, yeah, that seems to make sense. You have a day pass, you can split up your day and go down to the outdoor center.
Right. And it's great because you can now split it up amongst even more activities, and including winter biking and that.
Yeah, I just see this becoming more and more popular, and it seems like the equipment will just continue to change. Just like skis, you don't think you can reinvent a ski, but they do it every year.
Right, they totally do. Yeah, the equipment's getting a lot better. It's getting a lot easier to use. Initially, there was some issues with equipment just performing really well in super cold weather, but all those issues have been addressed. Yeah. So it's a really good time.
Well, thanks for joining us here and giving us some insight. And thanks for all your hard work on the trails as well. I know it's all volunteer, and it can't always be fun, but certainly it's something that needs to be done. And we appreciate your hard work. Tim Flight, thanks for being here.
Thank you, Greg.
And remember, if you are a biker, you know, are you a member of NEMBA?
Of course.
Of course, a NEMBA member, and you can join that. Go to the website. They have a wealth of information there as well.
And there's updated trail conditions you can find there.
that was something I should have asked you. I'm glad that you brought that up. You know, there are conditions, and that's where you find them.
Yep, we try to update that daily. And for people who are looking for rentals, the closest places are Northern Lights in Farmington, AJ's over in Rangeley, and if you need service, both of those places, as well as FIS in Kingfield, does some service as well.
They fix a few tires.
They fix a few tires.
Thanks, Tim. Thanks for being
You're very
here.
welcome. Thanks for having me, Greg.
Tim Flight, and thank you so much for joining us. And we're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back with more here on the Mountain Report. Don't go.